MMA Boxing Talk here, coming at you with another video. I just want to talk about the UFC and them losing some fighters to free agency, basically. Just like in pro sports, whenever a fighter's contract or a player's contract expires, and if they are a free agent, sometimes, after your first rookie contract or whatever in pro sports, you're not always necessarily an unrestricted free agent. But anyway, whenever you are an unrestricted free agent, that gives you the ability to test the waters, test the market, and see how much you're worth, and get organizations or teams to get into a bidding war against for you. You know what I mean? And so that way you get as much money as you can possibly get. Now, there's three main guys that the UFC might be losing to free agency. Three guys: Benson Henderson, Alistair Overeem, who's a big heavyweight, and that division's pretty weak, and he's a big name, still a good fighter, so, that's a big loss to the heavyweight division if we lose him. And also a young up-and-comer, a 135er, who has enough promise, Aljamain Sterling. So those are, three guys that just kind of sucks for the UFC to lose. Benson Henderson, as much as he's a solid fighter, I'm not a huge fan of him, so if he leaves, whatever. But Overeem, that would really suck. And Aljamain Sterling, I think, is going to have a good future. So I just want to talk quickly, too, about like how much these guys are getting paid. Overeem's a really big name. This guy came over from, I think it was Pride. Anyway, he was a kickboxer before that in K1. I think he was in Pride, I'm pretty sure. And over in Japan. And when he came over to the UFC, he was a huge star, He beat Brock Lesnar and all this stuff. So he gets paid handsomely for the UFC. Standard, his last fight, he got $500,000 for beating Junior Dos Santos. Now, Benson Henderson, he doesn't get paid nearly as much. His last fight, I think he made $120,000. Now he's the first guy that opened up a few months back, saying that whenever my contract's done, I'm going to fight out my contract, and then I'm going to test the free agent markets. So he kind of put it out there, and now you're seeing other fighters following suit. So I really hope this doesn't become a trend, because I don't want to continue losing good fighters to other organizations. Now, another thing too I want to throw out, like Benson Henderson, for example, when he loses, he only makes like 48 grand for a loss. Now, I'm willing to guarantee that whatever deal he works out with Bellator or whoever, he's not going to make 48 grand even if he loses. He's going to make a lot more than that. They're going to double his pay, triple, maybe quadruple. Like, I don't know how much they have to spend. Like, all I know is the UFC has not been communicating with their fighters, or not, maybe not that, but they're not giving a counter offer. They're not even trying at this point, and there's a good chance, good possibility that they are going to lose these fighters: Henderson, Overeem, and Aljamain Sterling. So it really sucks. I really hope the UFC, forgets about their pride and their greediness and all this stuff for a minute and sign these guys. But the problem is, they're not even the best fighters on the roster, and if they match whatever Bellator or whoever is offering, that'll, like, if UFC matches that, they might be paying these guys more than anybody on the roster, or one of the highest paid fighters in the UFC, when they don't really deserve it. So then the UFC, they don't want to do this, because then it opens the floodgates for everyone. Then they know anyone that has that's a decent fighter, like these guys, Benson Henderson and Aljamain Sterling and Overeem. Like, they're all gonna want their cut. So, or they're gonna fucking leave to Bellator or wherever if the UFC doesn't. So the UFC, it's not looking good. I mean, they're okay for now, but if this continues a couple years down the road, it might be ugly. But anyway, I just wanted to put out a video talking about fighters fighting out their contract and testing the waters, testing the free agency, and you know, making as much money as they can, because at the end of the day, this is these fighters' career, this is their livelihood, this is how they make money to support their family and all these things. So I don't blame them one bit for leaving when, you know, someone else is going to pay you double or triple or whatever. So anyway, just wanted to put out a video. That's it for this one. If you like it, subscribe. That's it for MMA Boxing Talk. Peace.